So if you look at example number 23, it says that you have to solve the equation by using the quadratic formula. So the problem number 23 is x times the quantity x plus 5 minus 12. Okay? And we've got to solve that using the quadratic formula. So what I need to do here is I need to solve this, but the problem is it needs to look like, in order to solve it, it needs to look like ax plus bx plus c equals 0. Now we're going to assume that that's all set equal to 0. So I've got to push the 5 through the parentheses first. Or I mean the x through the parentheses. To the x and the 5. So then this becomes x times x is x squared, x times 5 is positive 5x minus 12. Now what that does is that lets me know that a is equal to 1, b is equal to 5, and c is equal to negative 12. I almost forgot my negative sign there. Okay, so then to use the quadratic equation, I have negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times ac all over 2a. So then x is equal to negative b, oh, but what's b? Negative 5 plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 12, all over 2 times a, which is 1. So then the next line is x is equal to negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 25. Now 4 times 12 is 48. When you have a negative times a negative, it's a positive 48 all over 2. That could be simplified as negative 5 plus or minus the square root of, what's 25 plus 48? Is that 73? Is that right? Divided by 2. And so now what we could do is we could pull up our calculator and plug that in and see what we get. So if I say negative 5 plus the square root of 73, that gives me that decimal. Then I'm going to divide that by 2. So one of my solutions is going to be x is approximately 1.77. Then the next solution would be, I'm going to, second entry, oh no, we'll just plug it in. Negative 5 minus the square root of 73 divided by, oh well, I don't want to do the divided by thing. So that's negative 13, and now I want to divide by 2. And so my other solution is x is approximately negative 6.77. Okay, so those should be my two solutions. Now how could I verify that real quick? Well, I could just plug in this expression into my calculator and see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say x squared plus 5x minus 12, graph it, and if I plug in trace, now this is kind of cheating, but that's okay. If I plug in trace and I say 1.77, it should be pretty close to 0. Yeah. So now if I plug in negative 6.77, again I'm pretty close to 0. Remember, we rounded, so these are the correct answers. Any questions?